Good morning, good morning. We are Delegate Cia Price.
Cia Lashrecse.
And we are at Ease, episode 2.
With Lamont in the background.
Right.
Good morning, everyone. We're excited to be coming to you again live from the House floor. It's really the last day of, the kickoff to the 2020 General Assembly session. So we can get right to the point really quickly. Yesterday was an exciting day for a lot of us as one of the most coveted moments during session. We get our committee assignments. I'm pleased to be returning to my committees, general laws, health, welfare, and institutions, and the appropriations committee. And I know Delegate Price is thrilled.
Yes, I am returning to the health, welfare, and institutions committee, the general laws committee, and the privileges and elections committee, and I also will be newly starting on the public safety committee.
And really, that's the first step for us to be able to completely do our jobs this session, to hear all the great policies that have been introduced and will be moving forward. And so if you're wondering about where your legislator might have been assigned, that information can be found on the General Assembly website. But again, just really exciting to have that order of business complete. Today is also a really busy day. A number of us are trying to meet a 5 p.m. deadline to get your budget amendments turned in. Many of you may have tuned into the governor's announcement back in December to introduce his budget, and what is able to occur at this juncture is we are able to offer amendments to that budget. And so if you want to offer amendments to that budget, that can be for projects in your community, for organizations, for other state agencies. The deadline to submit those things are 5 p.m.
Yes, I'll be submitting one today, among others, but one to support the Brooks Crossing. I'm going to mess up the name and they're going to get me, oh my goodness, but the new STEM Center there where the community can come and participate. I know lots of community partners were working together. I'm going to submit a budget amendment that supports that work with some startup funds and continue the work that they're doing. The newly really beautiful building that we have in the southeast community of Newport News. And the community is able to utilize it and partner with those STEM organizations. The other thing about the committees too, in the House there are 14 committees, and then of those there are subcommittees. So if you're following a bill, the first stop that it will make is actually a subcommittee. So you want to see who is on that subcommittee and then email them your support or opposition to certain bills, because you can definitely let me know, but if I'm not on the subcommittee, that bill may never get to me. So in addition to talking to your own legislator, you need to find out those committee members that you need to be talking to as well. And so if you let us know, we'll put a link in the caption where you can look that information up, but also let us know if you need help finding something or tracking something. On the Virginia General Assembly website, there's also something called Lobbyist-In-A-Box, where you can put in a couple of bill numbers and it will send you an email when there's been action on that bill. So that's an important tool, and we'll put the link to that website up.
And so for me, I have a number of budget amendments as well, but I must say the one that I'm most excited about is regarding education, trying to make sure that the recommendations that were offered from the Board of Education receive the funding that's necessary. Things like removing the Kaplan support staff. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. And also just trying to make sure all of those SOQs are just fully funded. I mean, we have made great strides in the budget that was introduced from the governor, but we still have a ways to go to really make sure our teachers, our students, our schools have all of the necessary resources that they need. So I'm deeply excited about that.
And I did forget about committees. So some of our committees have already started to meet this morning. This morning at 9 o'clock, we had the privileges and elections, our first meeting where we found out where we will be serving on subcommittees. And so things are starting already. So subcommittees are meeting next week. And so it really does kick off the first meeting of a lot of committees. and then the first meeting of a lot of subcommittees, and we will start to hear about some pieces of legislation, so you'll want to pay attention. What else is happening next week?
So next week, you can look forward to us actually, as Delegate Price has just stated, beginning the actual committee process, beginning to hear bills, having testimonies provided, initially some presentations on some specific subject matters, but next week we are in full swing in trying to get through the legislative process.
And don't forget, the subcommittee is often, for most of the House committees, the subcommittee is often where public testimony is accepted. And so again, if you need help finding out when one of your bills is coming up or something that you've been super passionate about and you want to come up to Richmond and speak about it, you can do that, or you can send an email about specific bills, and just making sure that you are letting us know how you feel about specific bills as our votes are about to start next week.
So really quickly, that again was Delegate Aird and
Delegate Cia. And don't forget to click on the links. We'll have both of our legislative surveys. So if you're in the 63rd district or the 95th district, you can fill out those surveys. And
have
that's
a good
all
day.
for now. Bye.